today, but also congratulations on this brand new album. It is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Now, I know that
Thanks for having me.
not a problem. Now, I know that this album comes from a very, very personal space for you. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about the things that inspired you when you sat down to work on this album.
Honestly, man, my whole life, I can't even tell you how many songs I've written, dude. But I came to a point where I've written and recorded so many records. It just kind of felt like a job, and I think I really lost track of why I do it.
Yeah.
And so I guess, like, without knowing it, slowly collected these songs and saved them for a rainy day, I guess you could say it, like a real fucking rainy day. Because I think it's, not to toot my own fucking horn and shit, dude, but, I've put a lot of my entire life into writing music, so this is like, really, it took a lot to release this stuff because, I don't know, it's hard to explain, dude. It's almost like you don't want to share something because you think that someone will take it from you.
Yep.
That makes sense. And but God was just like, it's time now. I mean, what are you gonna wait for till you're fucking 300? Like, you know what I mean? And these songs just all made sense. They all were like part of this Frankenstein of a record. They all just were meant to be with each other.
I found for myself, because I work as a screenwriter outside of radio, and there's been really, really personal things that have happened in my life, and they're the things I can't write about. I've sat down, I've tried to write about them, and I can't write about them. I can write about frivolous, stupid things, but I find it really difficult to sit down and write about those really personal moments. Were these tough songs for you to write?
Not well. I guess tough. You mean like emotionally, or just like
both?
Because some songs they come together just like that, but then sometimes it takes too long for a song, and then you're like, was this fucking like real, or am I just force feeding it? You know what I mean? No, this was very fluid and meant to be, bro. I mean, the last record I did, Summertime, that was a little wonky, that felt hard to do because it was such a departure from what I usually do musically. It was very pop oriented and like synth driven and not even real, like there's no real drummers on the record. So like that, for me, that's a weird world.
Yeah.
If you're picking up what I'm putting, you know what I mean, dude?
And you worked on this album during the lockdowns and everything that we've been through over the past few years. What's that been like for you? What's the pandemic been like, and what kind of frame of mind did that put you in when basically we couldn't do live music? What was that like for you, and did that kind of influence the album as well?
The fans. True. I'm glad you brought that up, dude. Yeah, the pandemic really taught me a dear lesson, dude, that we're all as fragile as the next, and without music that you could just go to a place on this Friday night and just rock shit. That's a big deal to have that taken away from us as just human beings who like that, who need that, who love that entertainment. So what kind of other hobby do you find? Like, but you can't. You got to stay inside. And I became so much closer to the fans and closer to like family. Mostly the fans, because then you start to really read everything that they're commenting, like, because that's all we got. We can't hug, we can't meet, we can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no live thing. So it really taught me a lesson of how wonderful and generous and just outstanding my fans are, like, and they're there every week, dude. Every week, like, I'm selling out these shows, and dude, I just want to play for somebody who's lonely, that's sitting in their room, just depressed or don't know where to go.
Yeah. And what's it like there for you now? Like, are you able to get out and do live shows now? Because we had a couple of months here where we could go out again, and now with Omicron coming through, we're back, not in lockdown, but we can't do any of the entertainment things that we want to do. What's it like for you there now?
Honestly, dude, it's kind of the same thing. You know, it clears up, then it picks up.
Yep.
So you're like Omicron, what is that? It's like a fucking transformer. Like how many more versions of this shit? How many more people need to get, get sick or heaven forbid pass away?
Yep.
I mean, shit. You just gotta, dude. It's a new world. It's a new world. It really is, man.
Yeah. You said that you've got closer to your fans during this time. Tell us a little bit about what that's meant for you. Getting closer to them and getting to know them on a more personal level. What's that meant for you, and how do you feel that's changed you as a person as well?
Oh, the world, man. It means the world to me. You know, I think I'm just going to speak for most musicians. You know, there's a lot of musicians out there, huge, top of the world, just bazillionaires, spending money on yachts and fucking, dumb shit that's come from the fans.
Yep.
But they don't have the time to fucking write back and say, thank you so much for supporting me, and that shit pissed me off. And, I guess I'm I'm the antichrist of that shit, dude. I believe in good, and you need to, give respect to the people who got you there. And that is those beautiful fans. Rossi Posse, one love.
Definitely. And have you had a lot of fans reach out to you during this time? Because this has been a very lonely time, especially for people who live alone and don't have family around them. Have you had a lot of fans reach out to you during this time?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I was saying. Like, my DMs, I guess they call it. It's awesome to read it, so they get backed up, and I want to make sure that I'm responding, because a shit ton of them are like, is this really the real, Lukas Rossi that I'm talking to? And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. What do you mean the real? What, there's an imposter out there? Fuck that.
Yeah.
He doesn't have beautiful eyes like me.
that must be a difficult thing, though, because we had a huge court case here in Australia, I think it was last year, where...
Over what?
Well, somebody went online and pretended that they were a famous Australian actor, and they started a relationship with this poor girl. And she was in this relationship for 3 years, where she thought she was actually in a long-distance relationship with this actor and found out that she wasn't. That must be really difficult for fans out there to know, though, if they are talking to the real person or someone pretending to be. Do you mentioned that some people ask that question. Is there a way that you prove it to them?
Oh, it's just by my horrible grammar, the way I respond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you pay it, I usually always do, instead of, because I'm a run-on sentence, I'm the king of run-on sentences. So I'll just put ... after where I think a comma or a period should go. It's just me still thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that bubble in the iPhone when someone's texting, it's like, boing. That's, you can tell that's me. So just everyone out there, just look for the ... And secondly, I don't lie. Of course it's me. I don't hire some, corporate team to give some fake ass shit to the people who send me love. Hell no, I'm sending love straight back.
Yeah, and talking of heartfelt things, I know a part of this album has been inspired by this, and I had to Google this to look it up, this really, really horrible illness. It's known as an invisible illness. Tell us a little bit about that illness, and also who you met that inspired you to write about this illness on this album.
Oh, actually, this is a heavy one, man. I did not know about this disease until I met my girlfriend, and her daughter is actually afflicted by it. And one of my best friends, who actually co-wrote the song Autonomic with me, and he produced it. When I was hearing about this, I was like, well, what? There's got to be a cure. There's got to be, why? First of all, people can't pronounce it. And let's not get into, like, no one can even diagnose it. Like, that's fucking crazy. It attacks the nervous system. Like, dysautonomia, that's like your autonomic system is the engine, basically, of your entire body, you know?
Yep.
So if something gets fucked with that, then, I mean, I'm not a doctor, brother, but I am doing everything I can. This microphone in front of me, it does not deserve to be in front of me unless I use it for, like, some good. I mean, anybody can sing some songs, but as long as I have the microphone, I would like people to learn about and how we can all come together and just do a little homework and, just send somebody a note. Like Matt, the one that I was telling you who was afflicted by it, who co-wrote with me, he has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people hitting him his DMs now, and it's so rad.
Yeah,
like I just was talking to him before this interview, and he's like, "Dude, this is better than music." And that, to me, bro, that's rock star shit. That's
Definitely.
rock star.
And to all the people listening at the moment as well, reach out to people. I know there's some really, really horrible stories coming out of the pandemic at the moment about people that have been that have illnesses and they haven't been able to go and get treatment and stuff like that. So if you know someone that's suffering at the moment, please reach out to them. Lukas, bringing it back to the album, you've got some amazing guests on this album as well. Dave Buckner, Marcus Carrell.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about some of those guests and why you asked these people to be involved with the album.
Well, Dave Buckner's and Marcos Carrell have been dear friends of mine for ages, man, and we've always been homies. And my studio a few years back in California. Dave happened to be in town, and he was going through a rough patch in his life, and I just recorded the music to this particular song that they're both on, and I'm not going to go into detail because it's nobody's business, but we all go through some hard shit. And he came into the house and he was just kind of down, and he really needed to get some off his chest, and he's like, "You mind if I, like, rock some lyrics to this shit?" And I was like, "Fuck yes." Excuse my language, but
that's all right.
I was like, "Fuck yes." So he just, like, wrote down a bunch of stuff, and I just created melodies on top of his lyrics, and it was so cool to see the weight lifted from an individual, like, in real time, dude. Like, playing it back. So, like, I finished recording it, and then the playback, watching his face turn from sullen to just joy and relief. I mean, there's nothing better than music, man. Music touches the hearts of us all, even animals, man. Like,
yeah, yep. You don't have to tell me that. I've got a cat who, whenever we put on music, wherever she is in the house, she'll run into the room where the music is. She just adores music. That's
amazing.
Yeah.
I want your cat.
So do you have a wish list of musicians that you'd love to work with? Like, is there a musician out there right now that you would love to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
That's a tough one. Hey, babe. No, not Britney Spears. It's hip to be square. What's his name again? What's his name? No. Oh, James Brown. Oh.
Yes.
This is the man world. Yeah, baby.
That would be absolutely amazing. Well, Lukas, I know
who did? No, Bruce Springsteen. No. Who did? It's hip to be square and the power of love.
Oh.
Yeah, Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis. Yes.
Huey Lewis. You were the first interview I've ever done where I've always fucked up that answer, dude. I've always thought it and never said it. So you heard it live, guys, if this is live. Huey Lewis and the fucking news, dude, because you know what? It's hip to be square.
That would be an absolutely amazing collaboration. Lucas, I know we are running out of time very, very quickly. So I guess to wrap up, what would you like to say to all of your fans out there who have been listening to this album now and loving it, but also what are the chances that you might be in Australia one day for a tour as well?
Oh, dude, the last time I was in Australia, it's the greatest place ever. I almost didn't come back, man, I swear.
Yep.
I'm not even shitting you. It was too good. I'm like, this is like reach midnight and fucking turn to a pumpkin, dude. Like, it's so beautiful. It's outstanding. Like, the people are great. And okay, babe, earmuffs. The women are beautiful. I mean, love you, babe.
We're blessed.
Yes, you are. Yes, y'all are. Yeah, so when we were leaving, me and Tommy Lee were in a helicopter right on the beach, and I looked down, and I'm a little hungover, right? So I'm in the back of the helicopter like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And I looked down, and Tommy's like, hey, duty, through the speaker, like little mic thing. He's like, look below. And I looked down, there's fucking kangaroos on the beach just ripping, dude. It's like, what the fuck? That is dope shit, man.
Definitely. Well, mate, what would you like to say to everybody out there who's been listening to this album and absolutely loving it here in Australia?
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi! Hell yeah, baby.
Awesome.
Love you guys.
Well, Lucas, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. And thank you so much for being one of those artists that's willing to be real and real to your audience, because I know there's a lot of people out there who aren't like that, and it is so refreshing to have somebody on our show that is so real. So thank you so much for all that you've done.
Oh, dude, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to even have me on here, man. Thank you.
Not a